Meta-horror is one of the most unique, and now, ironically, oversaturated, subgenres of the entire medium. These are movies that fuse critiques of horror's many cliches into their fear, offering a scary story while playfully utilizing this genre's many well-practiced concepts. Popularized by Wes Craven's 1996 classic, Scream, the subgenre has shown no signs of slowing down, with David F. Sandberg's video game adaptation Until Dawn being one recent example. Yet, while this recent film succeeded at spotlighting the tropes audiences are inundated with, it failed to delve into these concepts and examine exactly why horror creators can't stop using them, something Drew Goddard's modern classic, The Cabin in the Woods, did in spades. Focusing on a group of college students as they unknowingly become ritual sacrifices for a secret government agency, it excels where other meta-movies falter, because it doesn't just use these plot elements for quick Easter eggs or joke fodder. It interrogates the common building blocks of the genre, offering a genuinely chilling story while analyzing why creators insist on using these same ideas over and over again, and what that says about the audience who just can't stop consuming them. In many ways, Until Dawn functions as a decent successor to The Cabin in the Woods meta-mayhem. Both follow the same basic premise. A group of young adults is marooned in a creepy old house and forced to confront waves of unimaginable horrors, orchestrated by shady background figures. That's where the similarities end. Until Dawn's monsters are the result of supernatural shenanigans, while TCITWs are produced by a government agency trying to appease ancient gods. But these narrative differences aren't what make the adaptation fail, where its predecessor succeeds. What cheapens Until Dawn is that it focuses more on being a revolving door for horror tropes than a dissection of them, used as set dressing rather than the terrifying pillars of this genre that they are. It leaves Until Dawn feeling hollow, whereas The Cabin in the Woods is still impactful today. The Cabin in the Woods is a thoughtful exploration of the horror genre and the ways it affects viewers. It's important to note that it's also just a very fun roller coaster of cool monsters and wild deaths. Its finale, which sees the government organization's many monsters released to cause gory chaos, is a legendary scene that most have seen before actually watching the film. Yet while The Cabin in the Woods and Until Dawn share cool creature designs, TCITW goes further, using its characters and complex premise to analyze why these cliches have proven so vital to this genre. It critiques aspects like the misogynistic ways scary films use definitions of virginity to excuse women's deaths, and hilariously calls out how so much of horror storytelling relies on dumb behaviors that creators hope audiences won't question. This analysis already puts it above so many other meta-horrors like Until Dawn, but what makes it still such a poignant standout is how the movie analyzes the most important part of the horror genre, the audience. Through its scenes of government workers avidly watching bloodshed, somehow finding joy in the horrors on screen to avoid acknowledging their impending doom, TCITW explains that audiences find comfort in these well-practiced scares because none of them are as terrifying as the mundane horrors people face every day. It's a moving revelation that the film somehow imbues within a hilarious plot about a stoner fighting off demons, and it's a level of analysis that no meta-horror has been able to capture since. While The Cabin in the Woods is a true standout in meta-horror, that's not to say Until Dawn didn't also contribute to this constantly evolving subgenre. While clunky, the movie does offer a purposefully basic model for what scary movies look like today. And no matter what viewers think of its storytelling, no one can deny how amazing the sickening gore that fills almost every scene is. Until Dawn is a fine addition to meta-horror, but it fails to embody the same ingenious narrative of its predecessor because of one fatal flaw. It doesn't go deep enough. Like so many others, it thinks that putting a bunch of cliches on screen is automatically critiquing the genre. The Cabin in the Woods does the opposite. By thoroughly examining its tropes, telling a hilariously dark story, and confronting viewers with why they keep returning to these well-practiced ideas, it becomes one of the best meta-horror movies of all time that is still essential viewing more than a decade later.